Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Defense of the Patience. We are a Dota 2 podcast. I'm Cyphus, that's Roland.
Hello everybody.
And today we're going to be talking all about how I suck at Drow Ranger.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was boring.
It is boring. Okay, so yeah, the games I've been playing, I did some normal games. I did some bot matches.
Why are you straining your voice? I feel like you're having to yell.
I feel like I'm really quiet. Maybe my headphones are just down or something. Maybe my mic is down, or I don't know. Am I a little quiet or something? Whatever happened there, I feel better.
Your headset was louder last time. It was on like 9, I realized.
Okay, yeah, I felt like I was shouting last time. I was like, God, I'm so loud.
No, it was just your headset was turned up.
So I started Drow. I started picking up Drow because it's definitely one of the holes in my carry repertoire. The ranged carries that I've been playing are probably not even the more traditional, or definitely not the more in meta like ranged carries to be playing right now, like Weaver and Dusa. Luna, I think, obviously still qualifies, but Weaver and Dusa, I don't even play that often because there's not really ever a great time where it's like, yes, Weaver is the safe lane carry pick. So Drow was a big
I'm like
hole.
biased against Weaver, I'll be honest. I
know you are.
And it's definitely confirmation bias. Or is there an opposite of confirmation bias?
I mean, it's still confirmation
Yeah,
bias.
it's still it's confirming that it's bad, yeah.
Right.
I just feel like I've had so many games with Weaver on my team where it's 32 minutes and he still has the perseverance, still trying to get the Lincoln Sphere.
Like with you playing Weaver or other
no,
people?
No, not
playing
me.
Weaver?
Just like other people playing Weaver.
Man, you see, I have had the exact opposite experience on Weaver.
Like they have a Blightstone and they have like a Perseverance and like Brown Boots, and it's like, you do nothing. Like you literally don't do any damage. You die in 2 seconds. You can't ever get your time lapse off.
Admittedly, my experience with Weaver and dominating with Weaver quite a bit was on the climb to get calibrated. I would pick Weaver and go in the safe lane, and even if I didn't have a support, Weaver's so good at harassing an enemy offlaner. Weaver's so good in a 1v1 situation in a lane that, like, when you if you just add in a support with a stun, if you just add in a support with a slow or a disable, you can start doing some pretty serious damage early on to an enemy, and you can zone an enemy.
I feel like I only get beat by Weavers. And I only lose with Weavers.
Sure.
That's my feeling about Weaver.
So I love running him safe lane, and at our level, like, I would never feel bad about picking him as a safe lane carry. I don't know. I always feel like I farm relatively quickly with him too. Like I don't mind using, not Shikuchi,
bugs.
Yeah, whatever bugs are.
Crypt Swarm.
Crypt Swarm, is that really? No, Crypt Swarm's Death Prophet.
Yeah, wow. Good recall. I feel like it's called like the bugs are coming. Let me see. I'll get what it's called.
The Swarm.
The Swarm.
Yeah.
I have a good win rate with Weaver. I don't know what it is. I find him boring, like you find Drow boring, because they both they have similar builds.
Yeah, no, not at all. They don't have similar builds at all.
So, Lincoln Sphere, then Drow items. Then it's Dragonlance.
No.
It's Yash sometimes.
I say fuck Dragonlance usually on Weaver. I might grab a Dragonlance sometimes on Weaver, but I fuck Dragonlance. It's about going.
Dragonlance gives him a positive win rate, or an above 50% win rate.
Yeah, but that's because he wins a lot at like lower level. I'm telling you, it's not the ideal item on him.
Lincoln Sphere is 60% win rate, so if you can get that Lincoln Sphere, you're gonna win.
It's Lincoln's
most
Deso,
likely.
Whereas with Drow, like you're not gonna pick up Deso. You may never pick up Deso on Drow, depending on how the game's going.
Well, because you got to get so many preliminary items, like so many prerequisites.
Well, and that was the thing. So the reason I said Drow was boring is so I took Drow into the bot matches, and I just followed the standard, Tortellini build that was in there, right? Mm-hmm. And then I took her into some normal matches and really wrecked with her. And so after I did those normal matches and had kind of gotten a feel for like what I wanted to do with her, because I think the standard build has you maxing precision aura and only deviating to and going like, so your build at 6 is by the standard build is 2031, and Gust is such a good fucking spell that it feels like
that's crazy. But
to not.
It's the second level of Frost Arrows. Let's pull up Drow here real quick, because the first level is as I recall. I've played a lot of Drow, but as you know, I don't even like to get Frost Arrows.
I know.
So it doubles itself. So you get a 16% to a 32%.
Right.
So you
And
get
I
like
get
you get like an orb of venom on Frost Arrows level 1, and then you get like
yeah.
2 orb of venoms.
So
stacking perfectly.
Don't get me wrong, like that slow is awesome, but the utility of Gust, like Gust can be such a lifesaver, and Drow's such a shitty laner that I still grab by 6 I'm getting to the point where I'm going 1-1-3-1.
1-1-3-1. Yeah, for sure. I think if you watch like I've watched a lot of Arteezy play Drow, like from his perspective, and he is super awesome at and I see why he does the 2-0-3-1, because Gust comes in when, like, for instance, Storm Spirit.
Gust comes in when you have the Shadow Blade. Like the idea with Gust, I think for the most part, the reason people delay it is because they don't pick up Shadow Blade until a little later on, and then what you
Gust
do
is good for team fighting. That's why
Gust can be good for team
Gust
fighting.
is good, period.
Gust is good, period. But Gust can actually work against you in a team fight to a degree
because of the knockback.
Because of the knockback, like Gust can ruin some things potentially.
But so recently I played with a Drow Ranger who was really, really capable, and they kept gusting the Storm Spirit, and it lasts for
it's like a half second.
No, the silence lasts for a long time.
Oh, the silence does for 6 seconds. Silence on Max Gust
feels
insane. Broken almost.
Yeah. So the Storm Spirit would and then the Drow Ranger would just be like, and then Storm Spirit would be like, oh fuck, like oh shit, and then just die. It was awesome.
I think the idea behind it, and I may be wrong here, but my feeling on the reason for grabbing Gust later on is that you want to position yourself with the Shadow Blade to force someone else out of position.
Yeah, you only get a value point of Gust at level 7, and then you finish it off at 13, 14, and 16.
Yeah, by the standard build.
By the most popular ability build. Yeah, 26.91%.
And so what I think they're doing is they're ganking with the Gust by popping that Shadow Blade, moving in behind them, gusting them towards an ally, firing ice arrows to keep them close to that ally and far from you while the ally is doing damage.
I don't know if it's that complicated. I really do think the reason you get it at 7 is because that's when you're going to be team fighting, and you do want to just blast it into like a glom of enemies.
But regardless, I feel like there's so much utility in it. I've been value pointing it. So where I was telling you that she was boring is I was like, well, I'm going to go look up some variations in Drow builds and try to find one that like matches my play style, or that I feel more comfortable with, or that I like more. And I started going through all the guides, and it was just the same shit. I mean, it's all the same shit.
Yeah, I mean, because it's just good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
there's no like trickiness about it. It's you get like, your treads, you get your Aki, you get your Hurricane, you get your Shadow Blade, you get a BKB. And then you get something.
I like else. Though that I can like third pick a jug or second pick a jug in a pub match and know that like I might be going to Battle Fury this game, or I might be, you know what I mean, or I might be going I might be going more of a fighty build. I might completely skip the Battle Fury and just go right into Diffusal Manta. You know, that element of Jug I enjoy. I enjoy that there are variations and that he's so capable of varying up his items. With Drow, you definitely don't get that. I
think the tale is pretty obvious on who Drow is good against and why. Like, Drow is best against Omni Knight, Anti-Mage, Visage, Undying, Ember Spirit, Weaver, Enigma, Underlord, Phoenix, and Shen. Omni Knight and Anti-Mage. Why would Drow be good against those two? Obvious reasons. Yeah. Gust. But the thing is you don't really need that Gust until you can do the damage and you can do the slow.
Right.
So until you have 2 points in Frost Arrow, until you have your ult.
Well, and don't get me wrong, I'm getting the Gust for the defense early. Like that's what I'm snagging. Because she is a tough...
Well, the level 1 knockback is nothing, isn't it?
It's not about the knockback. The knockback is... it's always nothing. Yeah, it goes from...
It goes from 0.6 to 0.9, and it is something.
I mean, it's something. It's more about getting me the space to disengage if I need to, and I get 3 seconds of silence so that they can't quite catch it back up to me. When they last pick that fucking Spirit Breaker, I can gust that fucker back, and I can get back to safety and be okay. When, you know, that Storm Spirit pops into lane, I can try to gust him and get into a position where he's got to dive to get me at least. You know, like that's the point of the gust for me. But I've just been getting like wrecked with her the last few games that I've played.
Well, I mean, think about, so the type of heroes, and this, like, it's got my gears kind of moving as I've been looking at, like, who Drow is worse versus, are, like,
PA.
Broodmother, PA, PL, Slark, CK, Sniper, Legion, Naga, Tinker, Spectre. Mostly Broodmother, PA, PL, and Slark. And that's for a variety of reasons.
Distance closing.
Well, if you try and knock Slark back, he's going to just purge it. The chances are he's already started the Death Pact. Or whatever his Q is. I always forget what it's called. Dark Pact.
So you're either eating that damage or gusting him back,
and it turns your precision aura off.
Right.
It turns your marksmanship off.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is, like, that's why I think those heroes.
So the heroes that are in your face turning your marksmanship off, then you have no damage.
It's not even that they're in their face, because a lot of heroes want to be in your face. I mean, every melee hero wants to be in your face.
Wants to be in a range hero's face.
It's about distance closing. And, like, the only reason AM is shitty against Drow... Well, actually, I'll tell you what. I like playing AM into Drow after I have BKB. Like, once I have
all
BKB...
you need is Manta.
Yeah, Manta too, but, like...
Manta just purges
the problem
gust.
Here's the problem is, once you blink in on her... and she gusts you back, and then you Manta, you can't blink and close the distance again, and she can still kind of wreck you. You need BKB up on Anti-Mage to close distance and stay close. Because I don't want to pop Manta against her. I don't want to pop Manta against her to kill the silence. I want to pop Manta against her to kill her and kill her fast.
So Drow isn't a LeBron James like Anti-Mage. We'll put it that way. Yeah. Drow Ranger is like I don't know any other basketball players. So Drow Ranger is more of like a build the whole team up type of hero, and is good alone.
Now, Drow, see, and I have a very different feeling with Drow.
No, dude, Drow Visage is insane, and there's a reason for that. Like, Drow has certain synergies with some heroes that just make the game over in 16 minutes, if not countered correctly. Drow is not individually good. Drow is good for a team.
Right.
No, whereas Anti-Mage can be individually good in a pub. Anti-Mage can win a pub. Drow can too, but in less circumstances, in my opinion.
Drow, I don't know. Drow to me feels like the wrecking ball for the team. Like,
yeah, but for a wrecking ball, you gotta have the tractor. All she is the ball, dude, that hits the tower. You gotta have the tractor that pulls her up, and gives her the momentum to hit the tower.
Yeah.
Like, Drow can't just sit there and hit the tower and expect not to die.
But so the problem here's the problem I have with her in pubs. One is part of this is that I'm playing with. So I decided I was going to take her into a ranked match, but I didn't want to mess with my beautiful international ranked while I was continuing to learn Drow. So I took her into my normal ranked, which is sitting around like 28-50.
Where all of the rest of us play, yeah.
Right. So I took her into and honestly, I feel bad about it. Like, I've since thought I shouldn't do this. This is shitty of me. Like, I'm still learning this hero. But the biggest problem I have with her, one is...
Not that I should take any high ground on that.
No, I know. I take no offense. Like, it's a genuine thought that I had.
I mean, I've done shitty stuff in ranked.
It's a genuine thought I had last night, which was like, fuck, there's no way I should be playing this hero. It's terrible playing her in a pub to begin with, especially in solo queue, because I can never get people to fucking group up and take objectives. Like,
pick Coddle, and then force them to, and then just pop ult, and then recall them to you, dude. It's awesome. And then they start running back to the lane they were in, and you just ping them, and they're like, "Wait, where am I?" And
but even
like,
even Coddle
part of the team is where you are.
Yeah,
that's where you are.
It's
so much fun.
I've been having trouble with her, but I don't feel like it's entirely. I mean, some of it is that, yes, I'm still learning her. I'm still getting a feel for her. Like, definitely my last hitting in lane is somewhat suffering with any kind of pressure. I had a game where I was playing against an offlane Weaver, speak of, and with an offlane Ricky. And the trick, and I had this fucking Dazzle who, dude, all right, I'm going to tangent a little bit. So, I was talking about I think it was last week or a week before, I was talking about how I've been falling into this, like, the equivalent of a wiki hole, but, like, with my allies, where I, like, find out about, like, what they do. I ended up having these kinds of moments with both of these latest Drow games. One was a Dazzle who was laning with me, and at the start of the match, he opened up and he was like, "Hey guys, let's win this one. What do you say?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." I was like, "Hey, I'm practicing Drow. Hope that's okay." He's like, "That's great. I'm going to pick Dazzle." And the other guy was like, I'm going to pick Silencer, or I'm going to pick Sniper. And this guy's like, I'm going to take Veno. And this guy, I'm going to pick Tide. And I was like, wow,
that's
this
a pretty
is
good team.
Yeah, I was like, all right, I like this. I think we could do this. Although the Veno ended up like being a fixture in the offlane.
There's not much lockdown, but
there was almost no lockdown.
Yeah,
and
there's
that
like
was
Ravage.
a huge problem.
There's Ravage.
Ravage was basically it,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, the Ravages were used terribly. I saw 2 completely whiffed Ravages where he ravaged like after Silencer had blinked out or something, or one of them had blinked out. Another one where he ravaged like in a panic, but nobody was there. And another Ravage where he ravaged 2 Ricky illusions, no less. Anyway, so but the Dazzle very quickly turned into the most pessimistic person I'd ever played with. He started off really, really, really optimistic. He's like, I knew something was up when he kept telling us, I'm a real positive guy. I'm a real positive guy. He kept chatting that, and I was like, well, I know you were being positive, but we've lost this game. We've already lost this game, and this is like 8 minutes in, and it was largely because he kept leaving, and I said, hey, we need a sentry in lane. Like we have 2 invis heroes in this lane. You got to buy a lot of sentries. We got to have them in this lane. So he would ping that he needed gold for a sentry, and then he'd run off to get a ward, and then he'd never come back with a fucking sentry. He never came, he'd go to get a rune, and he'd never come back with a fucking sentry ward. And this Ricky would just position himself, and like anytime I moved outside of tower attack range, this Ricky was in position. He'd open with a smoke screen. The fucking Weaver would Shikuchi in, and they would just continually dive me. And it got to a point where I died 3 times in lane, and I even on the 3rd time, I was like hardcore chastising myself off mic. Like, that was dumb of you. You know you've died twice in lane already. You can't leave tower range. It sucks, but that's life. Now you have to be here. And that's what I should have done to prevent that 3rd death. But it was so bad, like I had no vision of these guys in lane. And this game just turned. This Dazzle turned into the most like sadistic, angry, terrible person very quickly. So I ended up having to mute this guy. Then I get into the next game and I get a Storm Spirit, and I end up going down this weird tangent with the Storm Spirit where he tells us that the first thing he says in the allied chat when we load into the match is, "I'm boosting my buddy's account. Please let me have mid." And nobody argues with him, except for this one guy who he says, "I don't care about the stats. I don't care about your stats. I want to play the game right." Because this guy was hovering over Alchemist, even though he wound up picking Storm Spirit. He's hovering over Alchemist. The guy who's chastising him is hovering over Techies. And I refuse to lock until you lock something that's not Alchemist. Otherwise, I'm picking Techies. So to ease the arms war, this guy who claims that he's won the last 12 games on this account for his buddy, that he's boosting, which sounds shitty to begin with. He locks a Storm Spirit. I've been forced to like second lock a Drow. The guy who was going to lock the Techies instead locks a Jungling Legion commander for us. And the game then proceeds. So we end up losing this game terribly. It's really brutal. We don't even take one. I take 1 tier 1. I take the enemy safe lane tier 1 at some point because I rotate because the game's going so badly. And while they're team fighting, I knock down a tower just out of desperation to try to get some leverage of map control back while they're pushing a tier 2.
Some inflection of gold.
And but we end up getting wrecked by this team. And I go into my rabbit hole again with my allied Storm Spirit, and I look at the last 12 games, and this guy hasn't won the last 12 games. He talked to Huge. This account was 2.4K yesterday, and I'm 2.8K now. I've won 12 games in a row.
That's only 300 MMR.
I know. And
if there's some double downs in there, though.
Yeah, maybe. So, but I go and I look, and of his last 12 games, he's 6-6.
So he's literally come out even.
Yeah, he's come out dead even. It's like, tell the Storm Spirit. I'm like, dude, your last 12 games. I'm like, you're not boosting for anybody. And you can tell just by the way the guy plays. Like, he's not some 5K player who's sitting on his buddy's 2.2K account, fucking boosting for him. And I'm like, man, that's a really shitty strategy. And I just asked him, I was like, is that your shitty strategy for getting mid? Is lying and telling people that you're boosting? And he said, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do.
My thing is to be super super nice. So I am a support through and through. Although I like to play the 4 position,
Mhm.
and I don't care. I will spend all game on Ricky, on Necro, on Keeper, on Monkey King, on Spirit Breaker, buying wards, buying
Yeah.
sentries, buying smoke because they're cheap and it's not a big deal. And I do
Yeah.
that. And I have the most commands I've ever had right now. I have 17 commands.
Damn.
Yeah, I have 17 commands. I've lost a lot of my games too recently. I've been trying to be super super positive, but not like annoying. Like, hey guys, we're gonna win. Like,
Yeah.
how you doing? Yeah. It's been more along the lines of they just action speaks louder than my words.
Yeah. I
Right.
just
Like,
try to communicate like a person. Like, what? Hey, what's up, team?
I don't really even talk that much. I'm just there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm watching the game from the position of a hero that, like, for instance, my last game was on Rubik. And I was just kind of waiting in the trees, making sure AM was getting his farm, for the first like 4 minutes to 6 minutes, maybe. Just kind of waiting, staying completely out of experience range. He didn't want pulls. He didn't need pulls. We were up against a Necro and Slark. It was a Necro Slark off lane. And so it was already a pretty easy lane. The anti-mage was good at like getting a couple of
Although Necro's
harass hits
tough in
in.
an off lane position, but
He
probably
was
tougher
shit.
when he's solo.
He was really shit. And then we had this awesome Pudge on our team that really got roaming. That like really understood that roaming meant roaming, like moving, like going from place to place. And so anytime Pudge would show up, I just smoke us up. We'd get behind the Necro and the Slark, and we'd get a double kill. Maybe Pudge would take both the kills, maybe I'd take one of the kills, maybe AM would take both of the kills. But this happened like 3 times where we just wiped the lane to the point where we're like, Anti-Mage, we think you got it now. And then Pudge and I just went on our way, and it was like Gank Squad. It was awesome. I bought a gem because Slark eventually got a Shadow Amulet. He couldn't finish the Shadow Blade, so he got a Shadow Amulet. And so Pudge would hook him, and it wouldn't kill him, and he just re-Shadow Amulet. And Pudge would like sit there and rot, and just didn't matter. Like, it couldn't, because he was healing past, because he wasn't visible.
Oh, yeah.
And so finally I get a gem, and he tries this shit, and we just start. But then the game ends, like, after the gem. And everyone was like, wow, Robot. Like, I couldn't even tell you if I stole a spell that game. The only thing was that I was willing to buy what was necessary and support the anti-mage at all cost. And make sure that mid was also going well. And off lane, hey dude, like, I hope your lane's going well, and if you need a TP, I'll TP, but my primary objective is safe lane, my secondary objective is mid, and then my third objective is to make sure your lane's going okay. And it was awesome. We won super quick, 30-minute win, so maybe not super quick, but it was just a really fun game of Dota, and it wasn't me and Pudge like, all right, we're going to go here and we're going to go around this way. It was just, we both had an understanding of kill the bad guys as sneakily as you can. You know what I mean? Kill them as efficiently, I guess, as you can. Don't let them see us until we're killing them, especially with Slark. Because he'd have to dismember the Slark, and then I'd have to lift the Slark right when the dismember was about to end, so we couldn't get the shadow dance off or whatever. Yeah. Oh man, and it was just complete, like, it was the type of game where the enemy teams like report Slark, report this person, report that, like, everybody's getting blamed. You can tell their whole team has just gone to shit. Their comms have just gone to shit.
Sadly, I've been more a part of the. So my last 20 games, I'm 8-12 in my last 20.
I wonder. I'm
that shitty.
I might be about that. No, I've won a lot because my Keeper of the Light is pretty spot on, but I only pick Keeper of the Light if our 5 is like a lion or a stun. Like if our 5 position, I guess, I don't know. I guess it maybe Keeper of the Light plus lion isn't that great of a support combo, but it's defensive offensive. Once I get like level 9 is, I think, when I get his ultimate, because I do a 4-0-4-1. I don't get mana leak until
you were
later.
8-12 as well in your last 20.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter about winning or losing. Like, I'm learning a whole new position, and I'm realizing what my strengths are, and it really is map movement and being in the right place at the right time, and making sure, like, instead of that impulsive TP right when you come alive to a lane, walking That, oh my god, saves me, gets me in so much assist gold, or sometimes accidental kills, I guess you could say, because I'm just...
You're able to be there when you need to be there.
Yeah, I have it. I buy the TP, and instead of TPing to the lane when I'm not needed, I'll TP exactly when I'm needed.
Yeah.
Or
TP to set up.
Coming from a 2.5k, a little high, like 2.75k player, whatever. If we want to get into semantics,
2770 is what I'm showing.
2770
looks pretty good.
Coming from a 2770 player, like, yeah, I feel like I'm TPing when I need to be TPing. So, which of course I'm not, because I'm 2770, but I do feel that like the waves are coming my way, for a shitty analogy or something like that. I don't know. That may not be the best. Yeah.
No, I don't even think
I
that
feel
was an
like I'm
analogy.
about to climb really fast, really hard again.
Yeah, I feel like so I'll tell you, you know what's losing games for me every time? Every time is a jungler. I feel like junglers are punished this patch more than ever before.
You know, I pick Ricky every time I see that the enemy team has a jungler.
Yeah.
And what I'll do if I can't kill him, I'll just sap. And that just means that jungler is trying to be like a quasi 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That's what the junglers... Like a Legion jungle isn't a 4.
No.
A Legion jungle isn't a 5.
A Legion jungle's trying to be another 2.
Another 2 or another
3.
1. Like, depending
maybe
on how...
maybe another 1.
Yeah, and so if I'm taking half your experience on a jungle that just recently got neutered, like the jungle recently just got a bunch of experience taken out, now I'm taking half of that, and then I'm walking around and killing a courier and coming back and like backstabbing you a little bit, and you're making you feel like uncomfortable. Oh man, does it ruin their lives.
Yeah.
And then it's a 4v5. And then I only need a couple of levels on Ricky to be pretty impactful. Like, you don't need much in the way of experience on Ricky in the early game to make a huge impact. You take level 1 invisible. Pretty obvious. You go for invis right off the bat. Then you go for... I do a 1-1-1 because I feel like all those skills are useful.
I do too. I think it's nice to have a value in each, and then max the smoke screen from there.
I max invis from there.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, you want to go back to invis as quickly as possible.
That's true.
And then, smoke screen. Because why am I doing damage? Like, I don't need I'm not the damage dealer. I'm playing Ricky like a roaming 5. Like, I'll buy support items on him. I get tranquils plus a wind blaze.
Ricky's the best one to be buying wards.
And it's awesome to buy a ward from the start of the game, and I can ward mid without them seeing it.
Yeah.
Because I'm invisible. Whoa. I don't really mess with like trying to steal the rune.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think it's worth it if I die.
No, I agree.
To try and like maybe click faster than
I think
3
the only
people.
time that's ever worth it is if like you see if you know that that's a solo individual that has no disable.
Yeah, if it's like like maybe
I'll try to snatch one when I'm playing Ricky. I'll snatch one from an invoker mid if he's the only one sitting at the mid rune.
Yeah. If I have a wind blaze, if I have move speed advantage on whoever it is, and it's one person, I'll try and snatch it.
Yeah.
But if there's like 3 there, and there's like a lion and an invoker and a jug, and it's like, okay, I get stunned, spun on, and I'm dead, and there's a chance I didn't even get it, and I revealed myself.
Right.
Because you have to attack them to get it, because they're usually standing right on it. So I don't really fuck with that. Usually what I'll do is I'll place a ward. I'll place 2 wards mid, the first 2 wards mid, one for the mid laner, and then one to see the courier. So I'll go all the way behind the tier 2, in between the tier 2 and the tier 3, and put that down. I've killed 4 couriers in my last match as Ricky, in one game. And
with a jungler, it's the easiest to kill couriers.
It's just, dude, like I'll like attack the mid, and then like they'll be like, oh, there's Ricky in the game because I just got attacked by Ricky. Let me call out a bottle, and then it's like, of course that Ricky isn't paying attention to the fact that there's a courier in the game. And then by the time people get flying couriers up at 2770, it's usually like 10 to 15 minutes. So by the time 10 to 15 minutes rolls around, I have enough damage to kill a flying courier. So, 4 courier kills. It was awesome. And I realized, everybody's getting a bunch of gold every time I do that. I netted the team like 5K, 4K gold or something like that.
Every time you're doing it, you're getting 750. So like 3K gold.
Yeah,
you kill 4 couriers.
Yeah, 3K gold. Yep. So just by, that alone, I swung the pendulum in our favor, 3,000 gold.
Yeah.
And then Smokescreen becomes just so
Stupid
broken.
good.
Just
Yeah.
fucking a broken ability, man.
Well, it forces a BKB buy.
No, but the thing about 2770 MMR is BKB may as well not even be on the item list.
Yeah.
And I am just as much to blame as anybody else with BKB because it's a boring item. It is.
I'm a
For me,
avid supporter of the BKB. I build BKBs
right now.
Anytime I know there's something I can't do it. I can't overcome.
For sure.
And there are certain heroes I'll see in a game. Like, you see a Lion in a game, or a Shadow Shaman, BKB's a must. If you see an Invoker mid or a Queen of Pain mid, maybe not Queen of Pain, but Invoker or Zeus. Invoker or Zeus, you got to get a BKB. That's going to eliminate the damage output from one hero on the enemy team.
Yeah, and you'll probably dodge his Thunder Gods a couple of times with a BKB just because team fight starts, you hit BKB, he's going to hit Thunder Gods. You're going to, all that damage is going to miss you. Talking to you right now, I'm a huge supporter of BKB. I think it's an excellent item. Wait, you can stop all magical damage in the game?
And stuns and...
Yeah, all magical things that might happen to you in this magical game that we play. What a great item. Why don't you build that every single game you play Dota? That sounds like an item you must have in every game. But when my greedy ass gets into a Dota game, am I thinking about buying a BKB? Fuck no, dude.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about, I need damage. I want to be a glass cannon. I want to get a rampage. I need this, and then I'll get BKB. And it's just probably why I'm 2770 MMR. You know what I mean?
No, I'll be honest. I think the thing that kills... I know it's an uphill battle. I know it's already an uphill battle going in if there's a jungler, and it's only ever an equal fight if the enemy team picks up a jungler. The jungler is the worst fucking thing in Dota for me right now. It's what's killing me. Fuck BKBs. Fuck all that.
Stop it. Just go take a walk on the wild side, dude, and go kill their jungler. And then your jungler is infinitely better.
Sure, but I'm saying it's happening to me, and don't get me wrong, the games where I see them have a jungler and we don't, it's easy. I mean, it's super easy. Even if we don't have that Ricky over there fucking with them.
It's a numbers game. It's like Risk, dude. It's literally like the game of Risk. Like, if you're trying to invade a territory and you have more guys than they have guys...
Odds are you win.
Yeah, and I say guys as in that's what I call my guys when I play Risk. It has no sexual connotation added to it. But your dudes, your men, your units, your things.
Everything sounds ultra masculine coming out of your...
I don't know. Your cannons, your attackers,
your troops,
your defenders,
your troops,
your splatoons. I don't know.
Regardless, no, and it's a simple numbers game. Like man, there are so many fucking examples I can point to. So many games in recent memory. My Lycan, the guy who played a fucking Lycan in the jungle, who explained to me that his whole fucking rationale was, oh no, the reason I jungle is I jungle and then I get a necro book really fast and then I push and I make a lot of space. And by the time he had the fucking necro book, we were already 4 towers down. And I'm like, well, here, where's your plan? Yeah. If your plan is to push and create space, that needs to happen earlier.
Then all chats and says report General Denny.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, all chat report General Denny.
But I mean, just like, where's your plan? Like, I don't get.
It's idealism, dude. It literally is. Junglers are idealistic. And I absolutely am idealistic. Like, I think about...
It's not idealistic even. No, I really...
Oh, that's the way I think of it. Is it's going to go well. When I jungle, it goes well.
Well, that's you living in denial. Like,
no, that's confirmation bias. That's those games that I've played where I rocked it, got that item, came out of the jungle with Dagon Prophet or whatever. Like, maybe that was the earliest versions of my.
I'll buy that early on. Maybe you had a really good jungle game, and maybe that's the case.
I've had a lot of really good jungle games, but I've had even more really bad jungle games.
I'll wager your bad jungle games for the best junglers outnumber your good games on a jungler 2-1.
Probably
2-1
but
easy.
It's when you don't have to fight anybody, it's like a different type of game. Like mid, super stressful. You're denying. You're trying to last hit. You're trying to harass. You're getting harassed. You need to go to the fountain. People are ganking you. It's stressful. Holy shit! You need to be good. Like, and then in the jungle, it's just
like I just even thinking about the junglers that I've been playing with lately. Like no joke, right now I'm sitting here. I'm telling you, I'm having an emotional response to the jungling.
Probably.
It makes me want to tell people, like, that's why you're stuck here.
Because jungling's
That's why
easy.
you're going to be here forever.
You may have to kite like a big red grape, you know what I mean? You might have to get a salve shipped out, which really hurts your Midas timing. But when it comes to, it's not Dota, like, what I've started, and I know that I'm the jungle king, it's Roland, whatever. For years I've been like, I jungle stupid shit. I've changed my ways. I want to be a better Dota player. I always tell people the famous Terminator line that, you know, it's okay. Like Cyborg Cynet hasn't fully come on board. We don't have to fight the robots just yet. We need to fight other humans. And it's usually funnier than that.
Yeah.
I was hoping
Skynet.
Thank you. Yeah.
Skynet's not online.
I was like, Skynet's not online. Luckily, we don't need to fight the robots.
Yeah, that's
let's fight the humans.
No, so,
and it's you know, at least it makes light of the fact that they're being junglers.
Public service announcement right here, and I'm going to tell you straight up.
Angry.
I'm going to tell you all straight up. If any of you out there are jungling in your fucking pub matches, shame. I'm going to go get the Game of Thrones shame lady. I'm going to go get the Game of Thrones shame lady. I'm going to strip you all naked. I'm going to walk you through the fucking halls of Key Arena at TI8, and she's just going to shame. And I'm going to let all the rest of us who want to play good fucking try-hard Dota, we're going to throw tomatoes and shit at you. That's what's going to fucking happen. That's what should happen to each and every one of you. It is so fucking disgusting being in that goddamn jungle. You get more farm in lane. You get more experience. You impact tons more experience lanes now. Way better. And I know you're all, and I've heard all of you shitty assholes out there who go, well, there's more creeps in the jungle. I could go get all those creeps. But you know what you can't fucking do for 4 levels? You can't tank them. You can't fucking handle it. You can't handle the jungle. Don't go to the jungle. Be done with it. Please.
I thought you were going to say done.
Sorry,
my spiel on the jungle is this. This is coming from a former jungle addict, somebody who thinks the jungle was the place to be, and I still think there's a place for the jungle in certain scenarios. And here's the certain scenarios.
Oh no.
I think the last scenario for the jungle was when you could find major exploits from it. Venomancer jungle to level 5 and then immediately going off lane. That happening within 3 minutes. That was a major exploit. That was really good. That actually helped your team. Because guess what? You weren't jungling. You were exploring an exploit for the first 3 minutes of the game to then really take over the game.
No, you know what the jungle is? Here's what the jungle is. The jungle is where you go when things are too tough and you can't fucking handle the lane. It's that to get a measly amount of farm.
It's fun to get gold.
To try to get going.
The gold sound is great.
But you aren't getting gold.
You feel like you
aren't. But you aren't.
But hey, you feel like you are.
But
you're a fucking psychologist.
I don't care. I'm trying to give reality.
You're a psychologist.
To the situation.
Can't you understand where we're coming?
You aren't getting gold. So you get harassed in lane, you're playing that fucking axe off lane, and they're harassing your ass out of lane. Go to the fucking jungle and counter helix those jungle camps down in the off lane. Grab those 2, grab that rune, hop back in lane and sap some XP, and be really fucking careful and don't die to the enemy.
That's a way to use...
Do that. That's one way to use the jungle. Then the other reason the jungle exists is to ramp up your farming when you're on a core. When I can't help but fucking tear down a creep wave as anti-mage, and then I've got to go to the jungle because I can't get enough farm. Because I gobble it all up. Give me all your creeps. Give me your neutrals. Give me your lane creeps. Give them all to me. That's when it happens. But you know when that fucking happens? Not in the first 10 minutes of the fucking game. That's not when it goes down.
Well, and if, you know, as Rubik, every time I go to grab a bounty rune, like I have that mental note where it's like, okay, it's 5 minutes and 30. I should head over to grab the bounty rune. What do I do first? I go to the hard camp and stack it.
Hey, there you go.
There.
That makes you a hero.
Yeah.
A real hero.
You have to be a jungler to know how bad jungling is. You know what I mean? Like, I've been on jungling for going on 3 years, and I'll tell you, it took a long time for me to get off. I was rolling around in bed, cold sweats, chills. It took a long time for it to get out of me. But finally it's out of me, and I realized...
supports. You know what? Yeah, I'm down with the support. I'm down with that Crystal Maiden freezing a big creep. I'm down with
to
that
level
kind of
2.
Shit.
Or to level 3 max.
I mean,
to
just
level 3
whenever
max.
hey, if I don't need you in lane, that's fine. If you want to go eat a creep in the jungle, or hey, you're a Rubik, you want to pull to that small camp and eat that shit up, you go right for it. You belong in the jungle because you're not going to live in the jungle. The jungle, we evolved beyond the jungle.
I don't even think there is a jungler right now. I don't even think Enigma's a jungler.
No, jungle is insta-death. Jungle might as well be insta-death.
And
Your best bet with a jungle...
7.0 really did kill the jungler. Like, the day the jungle died was 7.0. Because...
Well, it got worse with the... You're right. Like, what really killed it was...
Well, the map being changed.
Was the weird, like, the accumulating XP gold for all the neutral creeps. If the neutral creeps were that stagnant, like, always had the same amount of gold and XP... I mean, even then it's not great, but it's way more fucking viable than it is now. You're not getting anything out of it.
And Midas is more expensive than it's ever been, and jungle creeps give less experience than they ever have, and less gold than they ever have. So that means it's only making the delta between your Midas and being in the jungle.
I'm going to call this episode "Don't Fucking Jungle in Dota 2."
No, please
That's
don't.
what I'm going to do.
Like, you
I'll
can
put
say,
the special. I'll put the special characters.
Put like GD gets mad. And you know, or something like that. General Denny gets mad. Like that's a pretty good title. But no. I say that a lot, and I want like a speech therapist to like slap me on the hand every time I do that. I absolutely agree with you that the jungle is like your... What do they put on the back of cars to like speed them up? What's it called again? No, like the gas stuff that...
Oh, nitrous?
Nitrous. Yeah, the jungle is your nitrous for your core.
Right, but not...
Yeah.
But you gotta get it. You gotta install some other parts before you can handle
you gotta
nitrous.
You gotta have a jalopy that eventually gets upgraded before you can put nitrous on it. But absolutely, I completely agree. I think that the jungle can also be utilized. Say you don't have an anti-mage. Say you have somebody who isn't even a cleaver, we'll say. You know, lane's tough mid right now, and you're letting the support soak. Go jungle for a little bit. You know what I mean? Because your mid lane is pretty bad, and you know I'm still only level 3 on my Rubik, so let me have mid for a minute, and then go jungle a hard camp or something like that as your Mirana mid or something like that.
Yeah, 4 of my last 5 losses had a jungler. Looking at them right now.
Listen, the psychology behind the jungler is easy to understand.
No, yeah, you know what it is? It's
easy. It's easy.
No, it's shitty people. It's shitty Dota players. No. It's where Dota...
Shitty people.
It's not with you.
That's messed up.
No. It's not you. I'm not saying... There are junglers
shitty
like you. They like going there.
It's fun still. Video games are fun.
I know, it's not that it's fun.
I find it fun.
Here's the mentality. Right. I know why you go to the jungle. I love you, dude. I know why you go to the jungle.
I find it fun.
I know
I
why
like the gold sound.
Well, and it's not even that. No. I know why you really go there, and it's because...
I want to be different. I'm like the kid who wears a mohawk in high school.
Yeah, and that's fine. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like, I get why you're going there.
I wear like the punk patches.
You're going there to experiment, and that's great.
I want to find the next cool thing and be appreciated for it.
College is the time to experiment, and you got all that experimentation out of your system, and now you're ready to move on to the real world of Dota. That's great. Here's who's normally there. It's not you. It's not guys like you who are doing... I mean, like, I could even, like... At least I'd get a laugh out of, like, oh, this guy thought that he was gonna do he had a new Vengeful Spirit jungle build that he was gonna try. What the fuck? Like, it's not that guy.
I think I did try Venge.
I'm sure you tried every one of them.
I tried a lot of them. And some with pretty great success.
No,
and by the way, sidebar.
Okay.
4-position Invoker. Right after we were talking about it yesterday. B-Dub got in a game with a 4-position Invoker.
Oh my God.
And said it was really awesome, actually.
Okay.
Continue.
I'm ready for the Theory Craft crew to weigh in on that one. All right. Here's who winds up in the jungle. People who are probably already pre-jaded about Dota. People who, and this is, I'm not saying all. I know some of you out there do it. Still shame. Still I'm going to line you up in the key arena. Shame lady. That's still going to happen.
Ding.
The vast majority of the junglers, though, of the jungling crowd, are people who are there with this faux victimization, disillusionment with all their fellow Dota 2 players. They're guys who say things like, I just wish I could get one game with a competent teammate. Oh, you wish you Mr. Jungler,
Dude, you
wish
can't
could
say
get a
that just about
competent
junglers. Yeah, that's everybody.
I know that's everybody, but this is the trajectory these guys wind up on, and they go into this miserable, horrible pattern where what they do is they go, fuck it, I'm just going to go into the jungle, and hopefully I get enough farm that I'm the one. Fuck the one who's in the mid lane. Fuck the one who's in the safe lane. I'll be the one. That's who winds up there. I'm telling you. Like,
here's
I'm
my.
convinced.
I've played way more jungle than you, so I feel like maybe my points on jungling may be a little more valid.
No, I'll say yours are less valid because you're the jungler.
No, on why you would jungle.
No. I'm telling you why your points are less valid is because you spend so much time in the jungle that you
disqualifies me from understanding why you would jungle.
No, it doesn't disqualify you from understanding why you would jungle, but it does disqualify you from experiencing a high volume of junglers from other positions.
And I know it sucks, and I've lost a lot of games jungling, but I want to say this, which is why people jungle, is there's a variety of reasons. First and foremost, jungle Legion. It doesn't take a very high IQ to understand that Legion can jungle pretty much with 0 items. Right. She from her E. constantly life steals. Okay,
the
double attack or whatever. I can life steal. Nice. That's the first thing I need as a jungler. To be a jungler, I need to be able to get my health back.
Counterattack.
I need to be able to do that. Legion's got that. But wait, there's more. At level 2, I can straight up heal myself and give myself even more attack speed, and then I can just go back and forth on those two and get them better and better and better. And then at level 6. I have a blink dagger. I don't have boots because why do you need boots in the jungle? I mean, the creeps. The creeps aren't moving.
The majority of them, because this is you, and this is what you experience while you are being the jungler.
But then you have that. I'm not done.
You don't have enough time.
Then I'm not. I have not finished. So then I get my blink dagger and I get that duel, and I win, and then I buy boots, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling good. It's like 6-7 minutes in the game. I already have 10 extra damage. I'm like level 7 now. Damn, I just got another duel. Now I'm wrecking. Now I have phase boots. Now I'm on my way to an AC. I don't know why. I'm going to get an AC though. I'm going to even skip Blade Mail because I'm a terrible player. Okay, I want AC right away. And guess what? We fucking wreck and we win. And then next game, I'm going to play Legion again. And I'm going to think that same thing is going to happen.
It's not, though. It's not.
It's not. It's not. But
no, it's not even that.
That is it.
One,
they've had great games in the jungle.
We're going to strip you naked and add you to the crowd at TI8. 2,
I'm just saying, like, that's what happens. You have these really awesome games where you're in the jungle,
for sure.
And everybody's like, dude,
for sure.
I thought you were going to suck, but you didn't. We got plus 25.
Right.
Awesome. Because even you, if your jungler was doing well, you'd be like, great. I didn't get a loss. I got plus 25.
Okay, explain that to me with the logic of you only remember your bad beats, you never remember your big wins.
Well, you know what I mean. You've won with junglers. You've played enough games where
you've won with junglers. Sure,
you've probably lost more than you've won
way
with.
More.
There have been patches where jungling was Enigma jungle was a thing.
I'm just saying. I don't think
we're talking way back when.
I don't think there's
pre 7-0. I'm going to say that you don't remember those games where other people did awesome. And there have been times where your Legion jungles have done fucking awesome. I guarantee you.
I'm sure. And
guess what? They're still 2,500
MMR. That's
MMR.
not why they're there. It's not really why they're there.
Yes, it is. I think that is the reason.
I don't. It's not what drives them. But it's not what drives them there in the first place.
I think
it's not what drives them
That's
there
what drove me there in the first place. Wait. I don't have to fight anybody. I can sustain from the second I get there.
No, I'm telling
and
you,
I can just kill creeps.
I'm telling you, it's a disdain for your fellow players.
No, it never was for me.
I know it's not for you. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
What, I'm an outlier then? I'm a jungle outlier?
Yes.
I don't think so.
No, I know you are because I've been friends with you for way too long. I know you are.
I don't think you can definitively say every jungler is just a douchebag. And that's what you're saying.
By the way,
right now.
I know that this conversation was. Sometimes we do this show. And the show is like, there's an element of we are realizing that we're doing the show for other people. I know that we're in the stage of like, this is a heated, serious conversation between the two of us because you're sipping on your drink while we're recording. Like, you've gone to like, we're having a conversation.
It's just water. It's ice water though. So you're hearing the ice slosh.
I just say, like,
sorry.
That's how I know that we've gone to like, this is a serious, like,
dude,
a real world conversation. Everybody's hearing.
You're labeling a marginalized group of people.
It's
junglers.
Don't you dare! Don't you
It's
dare!
a marginalized group of people.
It's
a marginalized group of people, and you're labeling us all as bad people.
Yes,
and we're not all bad people.
Yeah,
some of us are, but not all of us.
Almost all of them are.
No,
yeah.
I'm going to start a counter resistance. You're marginalizing the jungler, and the jungler.
How dare you try to turn me into the Adolf Hitler of junglers? All right. How dare you?
I think that some of us are bad. Yeah, some of us have our problems. But you know what? At the end of the day, we just want to have fun like you. Okay? Aren't we allowed to have fun?
No.
I've paid.
Not anymore.
I've bought cosmetics.
I
have Legion Commander Arcana. Okay? Don't I deserve to be in the jungle? I have a black cape that
you know
I got.
Where you can run your Legion Commander fucking Arcanas in the off lane. I'll even let you have the fucking mid or safe lane.
You know what?
You don't go to that jungle.
I'd rather give the off lane to somebody who's probably better at it. I'm a really good jungle Legion.
That's not you. That's not them. No, it's not them. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Oh, that's gross.
So glad I got the chance to do that. Anyway, we've got some iTunes reviews to read. So you guys love it when we talk politics, is what we found out. Let's start with, did we read Steve Invictus? I believe we did.
Yeah, we did that one.
Okay, 3 stars from Autumn to Saul. Politics bleeding into Dota? Question mark. That game is and will be filled with hate. People are just starting to hear things they may not like. 1 out of 2 listeners found this review helpful. Definitely. This one made me laugh. This one is so honest and awesome, and I literally laughed out loud when I saw this. 2 stars. Could you, from Jelly Sickle 101, could you at least mostly talk about Dota? Yes, and I feel like we tried our fucking best to do that.
Read
today.
the good one last. Can we do the bad one now and get it out of the way, and then do the good one last? Because I
kind of wanted to talk about the bad one, but okay.
Well, I want to talk. We'll talk about the bad one, and then
because it's definitely opened my eyes to some things. I mean, I'm not taking it all to heart, and I definitely feel like there's some anger from the reviewer, but you took the time to write the review, so we're gonna
we'll read it. We'll read it.
Honesty helps a ton, you guys. All right, I'll read the good one or the bad one now.
Yeah, read the bad one now. I mean, it's a 3-star review
from
still.
Scroto Bagging, 3 stars. And actually, this is actually a wake up call for me. Just so you guys know that I realized I am doing a lot of things wrong, and that there are some things that I need to change to become better at this. And if I want to make this a part of my life, I know that I need to change some things. So with that being said, I'm going to read this review. It's 3 stars, which is actually pretty nice because this seems kind of like a 1-star review.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
This review is made in love. Let that be known. I've been a listener for a long time. I tire of listening to Proud interrupting Ursi. It's not good banter. It's annoying. Proud. Quit being so argumentative. It's not, quote unquote, cool to degrade your co-host. I understand you call this your chemistry or whatever, but it's not good content. I also tire of Roland and Cyphus. I get it, guys. You've been friends for a long time. But honestly, Roland, you are a man-child who has lost touch with reality. Pause. Couldn't agree more. If you guys want to know, maybe we should do a Patreon episode on my weird life and my weird situation that I'm in, because I definitely am losing touch with reality for sure. Play. And Cyphus, you need to bring everyone else down to earth. Have you noticed a decline in downloads? No, we haven't actually. They've only been going up, believe it or not. It's because your content isn't good anymore. Assumption. We're getting more downloads, but I agree. Our content could be better. This podcast needs a complete revamp because it is not even worth the download time anymore, much less listening to the cast. I counted 80 times. You're listening. I counted 80 times in 10 minutes how many times Proud interrupted Ursi in a Theorycraft Thursday. Now tell me, is that good content? 0 community involvement besides the Doppy inner circle. You know who you are. I have unsubscribed and have only nibbled on certain episodes in the 3 months just to basically see if I wanted to listen to the whole thing. I have no found a single episode worth listening to yet. Yet.
That's fine.
P.S. Roland, your F American Cars statement really hit home with me. Half of my family works for the big three producing cars. Not everyone is as lucky as you. Pause. Weird situation I'm in, guys. I realize it. No, I am very lucky. My life is a weird one. Who knows how long this luck is gonna last though? Like, it'll probably end in a horrible divorce where, like, you know, like I'll have to like have a custody battle and shit like that. Who knows? But right now it's really good, and I am super lucky. And I bought a Toyota, which was actually manufactured in America, in a warehouse in America. I actually looked it up, so it's in Florida.
Sure.
Play. You should be supporting our country. Let me ask you. I pay a lot in taxes. I'm in a really high tax bracket, so I do support my country. Let me ask you, what have you done? I served my country 4 honorable years in the Marine Corps and saw action in Afghanistan. Pause. Thank you very much for your service. Absolutely. Like, thank you for allowing me to bitch about Dota on the internet. Because you have given me that freedom. I cannot thank you enough for what you have done for me to sit here and complain with Denny in a shed that I built, because you fucking literally took bullets for that. You, sir, have not earned the right to do either. I have friends that didn't make it home. Jesus Christ, I can't imagine what that would be like. There's nothing funny about that. I sincerely apologize for what you've gone through, and once again, thank you for your service. Play. But yet you ask police, are you on break? Yes, I do. I absolutely do, because I pay taxes, and that is my right as a taxpayer. I can and will do that. And you refuse to buy an American-made car. Well, I bought an American-assembled car. You, sir, have not earned the right to do either. Yeah, I have. I have money earned. I challenge you to trade in whatever you have for an American-made car. I'm not going to accept the challenge. Like I said, I've been a listener for some time, and I used to enjoy this podcast, but this podcast has honestly not been good lately, and your hosts are also not good lately. Get your act together. I would love to listen again. Sincerely yours. Okay, so what I took from this was I never should have talked about a car on the podcast.
I think it's okay to talk about cars. And one, I think it's okay to be an American and have the opinion that you do not like American-made cars. Obviously, I am the opposite opinion here existing on that show as an American and enjoy American-made cars. Not even because it supports...
Like, you just got a new clutch put in your... Like, a better clutch put in your American-made... What is more American than a Mustang?
Nothing, baby.
I mean, it's, nothing. Look, like... What I took from this scroto bagging is I took all of your, the little things from one episode, because it was one episode that all of this happened in, and I summed it up to, you know what? I'm going to save all my banter about what I do in real life for a general show. Because I don't need to do it.
Or the Patreon episodes.
Or the Patreon episodes.
You guys
I don't need to do it on a Dota 2 podcast. So what I realized is, thank you very much. This review was literally eye-opening for me on... I love Dota, and I don't need to talk about cars, and I don't need to talk about the KKK and how that's bad. Or politics, or whatever. You're right. Let's talk about Dota. That's what we are.
All right, I'm going to sum all of this up. One, thanks for approaching it from an area of love. Obviously, the 3 stars. Like, I get what you're going for. We appreciate it.
And thank you for your service. Absolutely.
Thank you for your service.
Take some
and
brave, proud...
To those who are turned off by political discussion, one, it's our vow, and we lightly touched on politics once before in the show, way back.
We know it's bad.
It's
dumb. It's stupid.
We touched on it again because things were felt like they were tying into Dota, and we did our best to tie that back to Dota. Obviously, we didn't do a very great job. Our apologies. We're going to avoid... know that our goal is to just avoid politics, because you're here to listen about Dota and talk about Dota and laugh about Dota and have a good time with Dota. That's what we're here to do as well, primarily. So we'll try to avoid that. And for those of you who can't get over it and are going to be leaving, thank you for the time that you did listen to the show.
Yeah, exactly.
We appreciate it. And
we're literally, because of you, scroto bagging, we are... I at least...
It's hard to say that name, scroto bagging.
I know. I mean, but... Because of your review, I realize it. I get it, guys. I'm loud. I'm obnoxious. I'm going for that, villainous role. I really am. This is a show. This is @Atopy_show. It's for entertainment value. And it's probably not that entertaining to hear me condemn neo-Nazis when you get it all the time, or to hear about how I'm going to buy a car that's as much as a house. That's fucking stupid. And I realize that content is not interesting, which is why, if you noticed, this entire episode was about Dota and Denny marginalizing the junglers.
Thanks.
Anyway, on to our 5-star review from A Good Kisser, which they are. Don't tell my wife. If they were Ninja Turtles, it's TMNT Dotes is what it's called. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Dotes, 5 stars. If they were the Ninja Turtles, Cyphus would be Leonardo.
Thank you. That's who I always pretended to be when I was a kid playing the Ninja Turtles.
Nice. I always wanted to be Splinter. Proud, because, I'm going for that. And Splinter was always way cool, dude, and ominous. Mm-hmm. Proud to be Raphael, trying to be Splinter. Roland would be Michelangelo.
Except that you hate pizza, so that would never actually work.
I like pizza with no marinara sauce. Like
that's the shittiest Michelangelo ever.
Yeah,
you'd be like the real liberal, new we're gonna eat healthy, kids. Michelangelo, be eating some salads instead of pizza.
And the K-pop guy. He doesn't even have a name. He's just the K-pop guy. And the K-pop guy would be Donatello.
Which is perfect for us.
They even have Breaky as April. The chemistry works here, people. It just works. The show is a great methadone for Dota 2 addiction. But they need to go back to 5 weekly episodes and define their shredder. We're at 4.
Yeah, we're at 4. And we'll be doing miniseries.
Are we at 4?
Yes, we are. Monday,
4, yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
So we just need to fill in something for Wednesday. When we hear a good idea, we do it. It's not that we're trying to get away from working more or whatever. It's just those shows were shit, or they were headed in a shit direction and needed to go. Especially the TQA. I hated that show. I hated doing it.
I liked that show.
I hated it.
Nobody else did. So,
and thank you, Scroto. Thank you, A Good Kisser. Thank you, Jellysickle. We will mostly talk about Dota from here on out. And yeah, no more politics. I agree. Yeah. This is a Dota podcast. If we wanted to create a politics podcast, we could. It would be very easy. It would just be way over inundated.
Yeah, so we never really do it.
Yeah, so we won't do it.
All right. Well, we love you guys. I hope this was a fun episode. I had fun this episode, even though it ended in a weird way.
What?
I don't know. This felt like an awkward ending.
Hey, we
agreed to read reviews though, and I knew this is what we were getting into when we agreed to do them.
And you were like, "Don't think too much about it. Don't think too much about it."
I didn't want you to get it up in your head because the one guy that wrote
that one guy was malicious. Yeah. That was not malicious. Everything that Scroto Bagging said on his review was honest.
I mean, for sure.
And I love that he said this comes from a place of love. And honestly, it brought me down to earth. I realized that's not interesting to listen to. And I listened to that episode and thought about it and was like, God damn, you're right. And thank you for serving our country. I couldn't get past the point that, and God, people are going to think this is fucking politics, but I couldn't get past the point that he is allowing me to sit here in my fucking chair and talk about Dota. His 4 years of service allows me to do what I'm doing. So it's for me to complain at all is just bullshit.
No, I'm with you. And I agree. We've come to this realization before. I was hoping we'd more artfully bleed that discussion into how it felt like it was kind of permeating Dota. Obviously, we kind of failed there.
Yeah, we did.
Yada yada yada.
But the thing about I don't know, I'm gonna go get a PM. Fuck that. And I went for more economical, and I actually did make sure that I was supporting the country after the fact, because Toyota is assembled in America. So
shit about a Dodge.
Yeah, I really do like the Tauruses actually.
No,
when I hit that mattress, the Ford Tauruses, all the cops in the Ford Tauruses, who were awesome, by the way, that's a story.
Yeah, we'll tell that on a Patreon podcast episode where people can hear you.
Yeah, no, I have good interactions with the police, just as often as I have bad interactions with the police. You don't need to
explain your interactions with the police at all.
Okay.
All right, that's it. That's done. We're done. We're gonna go watch Game of Thrones, the last one tonight. I'm gonna be really sad. This is gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough 18 months.
God, I wanted to talk about the timeline, but I'm not going to. I wanted to be
you can't talk about spoilers on this show.
I know. No. Don't. It's a crime to spoil GOT.
Yeah. If you're not watching it, well.
Has anybody ever done the got? Got milk? Mm-mm. Got?
You did just now. Copyright.
Did I coin that?
God only knows.
Man, if I did.
If you did. All right.
close us
We're going to
out.
go watch Game of Thrones. If you guys are enjoying the content, you can find more of us at defenseofthepatients.com. You can donate to us at patreon.com/defenseofthepatients. We're going to do another big fundraiser and look to set a new $1,000 goal and a new $1,500 goal here in the next few weeks. You can always stay tuned to this show and others for more details in that regard. If you are a patron, right now there are going to be 2, because we were kind of delayed. T.I. ended up delaying one of the releases. Also, me being dumb delayed one of the releases.
Well, we still have an episode on my laptop that needs a listen through.
Yeah. But regardless, we are going to be all caught up, and you're going to have all the Patreon episodes that we owe you. We just released one on Sunday, so if you haven't heard it yet, you can. Introducing B-Dub, who's going to be joining us on the
This
upcoming...
Tuesday.
Tomorrow, yeah.
On Teach Me Tuesdays, our newest episode, or our newest show-isode.
Yeah. She comes. She talked. We got to know B-Dub a little bit more. So if you're interested in learning all about B-Dub and the new show and just some of the Dota trials and tribulations we were thinking about at the time, you can check that out on patreon.com/defenseofthepatients if you are a patron. And there will be another one introducing Leafy Peachy featuring Ursi and Proud with her as well. Just kind of doing the same thing and getting into her background so we can all get to know each other before we start delving into all this awesome educational Dota 2 content
Back
together.
to 6 show hosts.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah. 6 of us.
But I'm looking forward to it. So we're
Is that right? No,
yeah.
7.
7, right.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So we're glad to have Leafy and B-Dub on board, and I'm really excited about the Teach Me Tuesday. I haven't even heard it yet. I know you guys recorded it yesterday, but I haven't had a chance to listen to, or has it even been finalized?
It's been recorded.
No, but I mean, has it been mixed and...
Juice, or he who shall not be named, wants to touch it first. So it's all there in our Zencaster.
Okay.
I will say that I was literally on my best behavior, and it's going to require work to get better than that. I was like literally so conscious of not talking over people because I realized like my voice carries and I like to carry it.
And 3 is always crowded, so but I think we're all a pretty decent.
Crowd did a great job of
for that
taking the burden of the episode and just putting it on his shoulders. And then I just kind of like was like, Niner, you're clear for takeoff. Go ahead. Yep, you know what I mean, and just kind of,
when you have episodes with multiple people, sometimes one of you has to be traffic cop, you know.
Yeah, and I was just, I tried to be that way, and I hope it comes across that way. I definitely wanted to give B-Dub the
time to
the airtime that she deserves.
Yeah,
because she is. I mean, we all had a blast at TI. We all got to mingle and meld and mend with one another. It was a blast hanging out with everybody
and sing.
Yeah, and sing together.
Fun. That's coming up tomorrow. You can also follow us on Twitter at @P_show. Leave us reviews on iTunes, even if they are bad. Obviously, we will read them.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's somebody out there who's like, I bet they skipped the bad ones. Very clearly, we will not. So we are at 99 reviews. The next review is the 100th. So
for the 100th review, let's get a 1-star. That's one that we don't have yet. We do not have
any
a 1-star
reviews.
So really, please give us a 1-star review and tell us why you hate us. And let me go even more into my head about this. Honestly, you guys, I just do want you to know that like I'm not set enough in my ways to think that I've got this all figured out, and I never will. I know that I'm putting myself in the public eye, which means you guys are completely open to scrutinize what I do. And I appreciate the fact that you do, because it's only going to make me better. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. And all reviews are helpful for the show as far as feedback goes.
Definitely.
We love it. And we appreciate those listening. All right, that's going to do it. Until next time. Oh, wait, and one last plug, discord.gg/.p. That's where you can come join. I was going to say the one thing that did bug me about that was the zero community involvement, because I feel like we're pretty good as far as... I know we don't engage, obviously, with every fan... And I know I miss things in the Discord sometimes.
I mean, we can argue, like, we have a whole night that we do community interaction.
But we aren't always there.
But guess what? I'm not in Discord all the time. And yeah, I literally do have zero community involvement at this point.
And I think I only made like 2, maybe 3 in-houses last season.
Yeah, I mean, feel, your points are completely valid. Your points are valid. And
we do need to do more community engagement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this community is super awesome, and you guys have been really good.
Exactly, and it's not like that community. No, you guys are the best people on earth. It's just I have a baby, I have a wife,
unless you
I have a job.
In which case,
we allow marginalized groups like jungles junglers.
No, junglers are the only people we don't allow here
ancient
anymore.
farmers. We
I'm
allow.
going to get together a team of people to go through
cliff
and
junglers.
I'm
We
gonna
allow.
start developing a test to see if you are a jungler.
We allow the nature's prophet who
And,
goes on the cliff and kills ancients. We allow.
We're just
all
going to
types.
relocate you guys.
We allow all types. Anyway,
to
close
another
us.
server.
Close
To another
us
server.
before
All
you
right.
before you hurt anybody else. Okay.
All right. Until next time, this is Cyphus for Roland and all those junglers out there saying good luck and Godspeed.